On a crisp February morning, the world awoke to a flurry of headlines that seemed to signal a turning point in international relations. Newsrooms buzzed with speculation, and digital tickers flashed urgent updates, capturing the attention of analysts and citizens alike. The arrival of an Iranian delegation in Manila was no ordinary diplomatic event. The high-profile visit was marked by tight security and a sense of anticipation, as Iranian officials stepped onto Philippine soil for a series of high-stakes economic and security talks that could reshape regional dynamics. This was no routine visit. For decades, Iran has stood at odds with the West, often isolated by sanctions and political tensions. Now, Tehran was making a bold and strategic pivot toward the Philippines, a nation long considered a steadfast U.S. ally in Southeast Asia. The handshake between diplomats was more than symbolic. It hinted at a possible shift in allegiances. The move signaled a calculated shift in Tehran's foreign policy, suggesting that Iran is seeking new partners and opportunities in a rapidly changing, multipolar world. With global power balances in flux, every new alliance carries weight and consequence. Why is Iran suddenly courting Manila? What does the Philippines stand to gain or risk from this unexpected attention? For both nations, the stakes are high. Iran seeks to break free from isolation and diversify its economic and diplomatic ties, while the Philippines must weigh the benefits of new partnerships against the risks of alienating traditional allies. This isn't just about trade deals or economic cooperation. At its core, this is a story about shifting alliances, energy security, and the delicate balance of power between global giants like the US and China. The presence of military ships and oil refineries underscores the strategic importance of these talks. As the world watches with bated breath, the stakes could not be higher. Is this the dawn of a promising new partnership or the beginning of a complex geopolitical gamble that could reshape the future of Southeast Asia and beyond? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain: the world is watching, and the outcome will reverberate far beyond Manila and Tehran. Iran's focus on the Philippines is both strategic and urgent. In a rapidly shifting global landscape, Tehran is recalibrating its foreign policy, searching for new partners and opportunities beyond its traditional spheres of influence. The Philippines, with its unique position in Southeast Asia, has emerged as a compelling target for Iranian outreach. Facing mounting sanctions and increasing international isolation, Tehran's "Look to the East" policy now targets middle powers like the Philippines, an ASEAN gateway with a booming economy, a young and growing population, and ever-expanding energy needs. The Philippines' strategic location, bridging the Pacific and the South China Sea, makes it a vital link for trade and energy routes, further heightening its appeal to Iran. The intensifying US-China rivalry has created new diplomatic openings in the region, and Iran sees a rare chance to diversify its partners and markets. By engaging with the Philippines, Tehran hopes to reduce its dependence on traditional allies and tap into Southeast Asia's dynamic growth. For Iran, the Philippines' 115 million people and rapidly growing energy demand are simply irresistible. The country's need for reliable energy sources and infrastructure investment aligns perfectly with what Iran can offer, making the partnership mutually beneficial. Tehran is eager to supply oil, gas, and a range of non-oil exports, seeking to prove to the world that it can thrive and adapt despite relentless Western pressure. By expanding its economic footprint in Southeast Asia, Iran aims to showcase its resilience and resourcefulness. For Manila, Iran represents not just a new source of energy and investment, but also a chance to diversify its international partnerships and strengthen its energy security in uncertain times. This outreach is Iran's bid to rebrand itself as a pragmatic global partner, eager to contribute to regional stability and economic growth, rather than being seen solely as a regional disruptor. The question remains: will the Philippines embrace this bold overture and seize the opportunities it presents, Or will it tread cautiously, weighing the risks and rewards of deepening ties with Iran in a complex geopolitical environment? Iran and the Philippines share a history that predates today's headlines. Diplomatic ties began in 1964, rooted in Cold War alliances and shared modernization goals. The 1979 Iranian Revolution cooled relations as ideological divides grew and official contact dwindled. Yet Filipino workers in Iran and modest trade kept the connection alive. These quiet links preserved the memory of partnership, even as politics shifted. Now, both nations look to their past for inspiration and caution as they rebuild ties. History offers both a foundation and a warning as they chart a new course. In 2026, both Iran and the Philippines face complex geopolitical realities. Iran juggles regional influence, sanctions, and a restless population demanding economic growth. The Philippines, caught between US and China, seeks sovereignty in the South China Sea and economic security. Both nations are under pressure to diversify alliances and deliver for their people. Their interests now converge. Iran needs new markets. The Philippines needs energy and partners. Together, they're forging a path toward greater independence in a world dominated by superpower rivalry. Economics is at the heart of Iran's outreach. In a rapidly changing global landscape, Iran is seeking new partners to secure its economic future and expand its influence. The country's leadership recognizes that forging strong economic ties is essential for long-term stability and growth. Iran's vast oil and gas reserves are a cornerstone of this strategy. These resources are not only vital for Iran's own economy, but they also perfectly align with the Philippines' surging energy needs. By supplying oil, gas, and LNG, Iran can help the Philippines achieve greater energy security, while also diversifying its own export markets. This partnership promises stability and a reliable supply chain for both nations. But it's more than just energy. Iran is eager to export a wider range of goods, including petrochemicals, steel, and other manufactured products to Southeast Asia. This diversification helps Iran reduce its reliance on traditional markets and opens new avenues for growth. The Philippines, in turn, sees a valuable opportunity to access Iran's large and growing market. Filipino agricultural products, such as tropical fruits, rice, and seafood, are in demand, and the services sector, from business process outsourcing to tourism, could also find new customers in Iran. Investment flows both ways. Iranian capital could help fund much-needed Philippine infrastructure projects, from roads and bridges to energy facilities. At the same time, Filipino firms are exploring opportunities to invest and operate in Iran's emerging sectors, from technology to construction. This two-way trade and investment could create thousands of jobs, boost economic growth, and lay the foundation for a resilient, mutually beneficial partnership that stands the test of time. For both countries, it's a chance to reduce dependence on traditional partners, diversify their economies, and better weather global economic storms and uncertainties. The economic logic is clear. Now, the challenge lies in turning these ambitions into reality through effective execution, cooperation, and sustained commitment from both sides. The political stakes are just as high as the economic ones. For Iran, partnering with a U.S. ally like the Philippines breaks the narrative of isolation and projects global reach. For Manila, engaging Iran signals strategic autonomy, no longer just following Washington or Beijing. Both nations want a multipolar world where middle powers have a voice. Security cooperation on maritime issues, counterterrorism, and crime could deepen the alliance. This isn't just about trade. It's about reshaping their roles on the world stage. Beneath the politics, people-to-people ties quietly support this new relationship. Filipino workers in Iran have built bridges, fostering goodwill and cultural familiarity. Academic exchanges and joint research could deepen understanding and innovation. Tourism offers another avenue. Direct flights could bring Iranians to Philippine beaches and Filipinos to Iran's historic sites. There's even potential for interfaith dialogue, given the Philippines' Christian majority and Muslim minority. These social currents make the partnership more tangible and more resilient. For the Philippines, the rewards are clear: energy security, new markets, and greater diplomatic leverage. A partnership with Iran could boost exports, create jobs, and assert Manila's independence in global affairs. But the risks are real. Closer ties with Tehran could strain relations with the US, risking sanctions or diplomatic fallout. There's also reputational risk, given Iran's controversial global image. Manila must balance its interests, ensuring the partnership stays focused on mutual benefit, not entanglement in Middle Eastern politics. The challenge: maximize gains, minimize fallout. Success could redefine the Philippines' role in the region. Failure could bring unwanted consequences. 2026 is a turning point for both Iran and the Philippines. For Iran, success here proves it can build pragmatic ties beyond its traditional sphere. For the Philippines, it's a bold test of independent foreign policy and strategic agency. If successful, this partnership could inspire other ASEAN nations and offer Iran a new lifeline. The world is watching. Is this a fleeting experiment or the start of a lasting alliance? The choices made now will ripple across the Indo-Pacific and beyond. In a world of shifting alliances, Tehran and Manila stand at the crossroads, ready to shape their destinies.